All right, what's up, guys? VV back with another video. And in today's video, guys, we got a super chill video, nothing crazy. We're not going to be looking at any meta lists or anything like that. I just want to put out a quick video for Saturday. Nothing too special here. We're going to be checking out 3 games on the sim. Black Yellow Linlin, as you see on the screen here, we're going to be checking that out. I'm trying something with the list right now, where I mess around with the Three Brothers package. I'll talk about that as we get into this match. Then we're going to be checking out a game from RY Sabo, and then we'll be checking out a game from Black Green Issho. So we have a super totally random, all over the place, video for today. Nothing too crazy, just a few games on the sim. So you know what you're getting into, guys. Let's go ahead and hop right into it. OP08 is right around the corner for them over in the West. Or, in the East. So we'll be seeing those decks pop up soon. That should be very, very interesting. All right, let's hop into this, guys. We got this first game here for you. Let me make sure we got the volume off. Speed is 2x. We're good to go. All right, Black Yellow Linlin. This is my baby, right? This is like one of my favorite leaders. I wish the effect was way cheaper. Obviously, everyone wishes that. But this deck was made, or this leader was made when they were still trying to figure out the power level that Yellow needed to be, especially like Black Yellow as a combination. But it's still very solid, and I think you're going to see in this game kind of what I'm trying to cook up here. So right here, I get the Garp Searcher, to start off, and I grab Sabo with its effect, and then turn 2, I'm just swinging 5 and swinging 5. I'm going pretty aggressive here, and that will turn on my Kikinojo triggers, which are very, very relevant. Okay, so right here, Perona is getting off to a somewhat slower start, but it's not too bad either. They're trying to bait me into like the I think they're trying to bait me into swinging into the Rosinante or the Momonosuke. I'm just not going to oblige, right? I'm going to swing for 5 at face here. I'm going to play out a Garp and I'm going to play out a Kikinojo. I remember this turn pretty vividly because I'm playing Gecko Moria. So remember, like when you're trying to make your plays, you do need to, instead of focusing on the micro, I still have to make a video on this. Instead of focusing on the turn you're on right now, like yes, you should understand that. But you need to focus on turns in the future. So playing out Kikinojo and playing out Garp is actually very important because if those get KO'd, well, those are going to be prime targets for me to bring back with my Gecko Moria's effect, right? Excuse me. So right here, I'm completely fine with losing Kikinojo because it's going to gain me 3 life, or it's going to gain me a life if it gets KO'd because they're at 2 life or less, right? They have to be at 3 or less life for her effect to be turned on. I know they have, I don't know if I showed with the, on the right, but they do have a, that guy right there, Ryuma. So they KO my Kikinojo. I'm completely happy with that. We're in good shape here. I take it. No trigger. Never lucky. That's okay, though. And then I've got 7 on this turn. Swing 2 into Momonosuke. Sure, give me cards from your hand if you want to. Nope, he lets it go. And I'm happy about that. Okay. So right here, I need to swing for 7 with my leader, and I have a 5 Dawn play. I've got a lot of 5 cost cards in this deck because I am trying out something with the 3 brothers. Play out Sabo, trash my top life card. Unfortunately, it was a Satori, but not the biggest deal in the world. KO is Ryuma. He takes out my Garp. I should have done that in a different order, just to be technical about it. I should have done it in a slightly different order, so that way he would have had to attack into my Garp. But, oh well, it is what it is. I'm still kind of learning this version of the deck, but that sequencing was incorrect. Okay, so right here, let's see what he does. It's my opponent's turn. We're just waiting for him to make up his mind. This list seemed very strong. I only put in, like, this one game. I put the deck together. I was like, you know what? I've got an idea, right? When you're cooking, you just got to put the hat on and just go with it, right? And I was like, this could be pretty interesting. I understand that 5 is like just 1 Dawn too much to have interactions with Gecko Moria, but I've got a lot of 4 cost cards in here as well that are very strong, and a few 2 and 1 cost cards that I can get back with Hiyori and Garp. And I'll show the deck list at the end of the video, guys. Okay, so right here he plays out Sabo. That's a pretty good card. The 5 cost blocker one, of course, I guess I got to specify since I also have a Sabo on the board, the yellow one. He has the black one on the board. I have one in hand. And I'm not really in a rush here. Excuse me. I'm at 2 life, so I can do quite a few things this turn if I need to. This guy's just playing out all of his draw card stuff. He's playing out a lot of 2K counters. I'm trying to take a mental note of this. But right here, I just want to slam down Gecko Moria. That's my play. Just swing 6, swing 6, so now your Sabo can't even interact with it unless they want to pitch a card. Play out Gecko Moria, play out Kikinojo and Garp from Gecko Moria. Whiff on the Garp search, which is unfortunate, because I think I'm running 16 searchable targets. It could be better, right? But you'd think that'd be about a 1 out of 4 chance, so you'd think you'd be able to get it. But it happens. Sometimes you whiff. He plays out the new 8 cost Sabo. That card's incredible. a lot of Sabos in this game. We got black and yellow Sabos popping off galore. Just going crazy here. He takes out most of my board. Saves my Kikinojo. He doesn't want to take out because he doesn't want to give me life. But that's okay. I've got other plans here. We're gonna pop the 5 cost Sabo, and then we're gonna swing in for 7s here, and I'm gonna gain a life in the process. So 7 at your face, 7 more at your face. I'll trash the Momonosuke. It doesn't have any counter power. I'm trying to be safe here, and I'm swing 7 at face and draw a card, or excuse me, gain a life. And he trashes 3 cards from hand to stop that. So I'm feeling pretty good about that. He did not want to go down to 1 life, or excuse me, down to 0 life, which is kind of risky. I will say that, because if I would have played, if I countered out aggressively this turn and played out a 10 cost Linlin, then he would have been really hating it, right? Like, it would have been a very bad situation for him. But the game's not over. He saw a lot of things he could do here. Draws 2 with the you could be my Samurai effect. That card is really good in this deck. And he still can search with Momonosuke as well. And I think he ends up getting a Ryuma. I could be wrong. Or maybe it was an Issho. I can't remember. Okay. So, excuse me, he hasn't searched yet. But he plays out the Gecko Moria, playing out the Rosinante blocker, playing out the Hiyori. Hiyori pops my Kikinojo. And now he can swing out life here. For some reason, I was feeling aggressive this game. Like I said, this was actually my first game playing. And I got a Kikinojo trigger from the top. So I was like, okay, nice. I think we're just going to win the game this turn. So I literally decided, you know what? We're going to pop this guy. I'm going to draw a card from it. We're going 7, 7, 8 at face here. And if he has it, he has it, right? Sometimes you just have to call the bluff. This was not the safe play to do. Like I said, realistically, I'm going to pause it after this real quick and we'll talk about it. Okay? No counter or no trigger, whatever. Swing 8, and his hand has got 1K, and then he's got some searchable cards, or some, you know, some random utility cards in a KO. Notice how many cards are in my hand. I could have played that completely differently, way safer. I could have done a lot of things differently there. Let me go back to the beginning of that turn. Okay, and actually at the end of my opponent's turn. So y'all give me just a second here. So right here is where he's going to swing in. I've got, he pops my guy. I go up a life. Now, what I could have done here was, okay, that's where he did the search. Excuse me. He swings in for 5. He can't swing with Gecko Moria yet, for those wondering. He cannot swing with Gecko Moria yet. He just played that this turn, but he still gets a turn to swing with, or he still gets a chance to swing with a Sabo. So what I should have done, like looking back, I think the way I would have done this if I was trying to play safer is I had 2 major options. Number 1 is counter out of that and then take this hit here from Sabo. So then I still get my Kikinojo trigger on the board, right? And then from there, I can do all kinds of different things. You know, I could play out Borsalino next turn because I'd have 2 life left. I could play out Borsalino and a Sabo to play super defensively while just poking at his health. And it would be very hard for him to deal with that because I still have a 2K, a 2K, and let's see what I draw for the turn. Okay, I end up taking this one. That was just nice anyway. And then I got another 2K for the draw. Okay. And then the other option, I could have done right here, I think, is just literally force his hand by starting off the turn, not KOing Rosinante. Like, that's the other way I could have gone about this turn, is I could have just swung for 7 with one of my characters, see what he gives me. And then if it does, actually, maybe that's what I could have done too, guys. I'm sorry. I could have probably just gone 7, 7, with Kikinojo, still got 8 Dawn left. Swing for 7 with Ace, and then I still have, yeah. Well, I guess it kind of came out to the same thing, I think, ultimately. But I don't know. Y'all tell me what y'all think in the comment section below. A lot of different options though, because I had a lot of cards left in him. Okay, next up is Red Yellow Sabo. Let me find it real quick. This is just a random game of Sabo on the sim. Speed. Let me go up to 2x. Okay, and there we go. Now we're ready to go. Another Perona matchup. Sorry, guys. You know, I don't get to pick my opponents. I'm just trying to get as many games in as I can. This is a Perona list where a Perona list. This is a Sabo list, Red Yellow Sabo list I've been messing with, where I'm running lots of ways to attach Dawn to my leader, right? Or characters, or potentially characters, while still running some, you know, trigger, a small trigger package. But I think this one is a Revo Army / Straw Hat Crew version. 8 into 1, you got it. That card's very, very dead. Attach 1 to my leader, swing 6 at Perona. I wanted to do it in the other order, but you can't, right? Because I can't use that Koala's effect if I don't play out Kikinojo first. You see what I'm saying? Because I only had 4 Dawn to work with. So I had to rest out the Dawn to play out Kikinojo. He pops, that was interesting. He pops the Koala with X-Strike there instead of my Kikinojo. That was a prime opportunity for him to KO my Kikinojo there. Because I wouldn't have gained any life because he had 4 life. Remember, Kikinojo is once your opponent is at 3 or less life, that's when her effect is turned on and her trigger is turned on. But okay, fine with me. He is just getting all the removal in the world. Okay, this guy, he gets Ice Age there. I'm like, all right, whatever. I swing out, or I swing in for 6. First I play out the Kikinojo, put the other Kikinojo back on top of my life to give, and then attach 1 Dawn to my leader. +2 to the other one on the board. Hopefully, I just completely butchered that. Y'all see what I'm saying, though, right, guys? I buff this guy in case he taps it. He has to swing more than 8k into it to KO it. Okay, and even if he does KO it, I'm not really concerned about that, right? If he pops it with like a Ryuma or another X-Drake, I'm not really concerned about that because I'll just gain life. Okay, Kikinojo is an extremely powerful card in this deck, but against decks that have bottom deck as removal, it hurts. Okay, swing 7, I'll absolutely take that and get my Kikinojo back. Satori here, very tempting, very tempting. I go ahead and pull the trigger on it. I've got 3 bodies now. And I've got 1 nasty turn lined up for this guy. I've got 1 disgusting turn lined up for him. It's going to be a whole lot of 7s. Watch this, guys. 7 at face. Okay, just waiting to see what he wants to do. Use a blocker or give me a 2k, 1k. Maybe block and give me a 2k. He's got a few options here. But we're going pedal to the metal, guys. Look at this. We're going all in on him here for 9 and 9. I'm going to force him to play the blocker here. The other option I could have done was play out the ace, and that was what I haven't seen this game in a while. I think I did this game about a week ago. I'm surprised I didn't play out the ace there. Oh, I know why. Guys, how slow am I today? Like, how... Ace does not have rush if you have more than 2 life cards. Okay, yeah, common sense, right? Absolutely common sense there. But yeah, so swing... Okay, I'm just going to swing 9 at his face here, because he only has 1 blocker. I dare him to attack into my board because Kikinojo gives me life. What's his name? Satori is a 7,000 power character. It's going to be hard enough. And if he taps down his blocker, GG, no re, game is over, right? He has no chance then. He already is up against the ropes. And I think right here, if I'm in the Perona's position, I think the right play to do is to try to win the board. Okay, he just stops. Oh, he's at a 9 Dawn turn. Feels awful. That feels so bad. Okay, so now that we can see his hand, what I would do here, he's got a Borsalino he can hide behind as well as his Sabo. My next card is Kid and Killer, by the way. It is what it is. But what he could do this turn is try to attack into my board. He needs 4 Dawn for the turn for a Borsalino. He has to play this Borsalino. It's not even an option. And I think most people would say that he really needs to play out this Ice Age plus Lucci. And there's the other 5 Dawn because it's a 9 Dawn turn for him. So what I would probably do in this situation is swing 6 from the X-Drake into my Kikinojo. At which point, by the way, I would 1k counter out of that, obviously. And then he could then play out the Rob Lucci and the Ice Age to pop my whichever one he wants. Probably the Kikinojo, even though it would gain life. I don't know. Actually, he probably wouldn't do that. So he'd probably pop the Satori. I don't know. Whichever one he chooses, he's got to pop one of those with the Ice Age combo there, and then he can swing it face, and there's a lot that can happen from there. But either way, because I have a rusher coming off the top of my life, he is in a lot of trouble, right? And he can't even attack into life because I'm going to get another attacker. He's in a bad position. Oh well, and y'all tell me what y'all think about y'all tell me what y'all think down in the comment section below about that one. Okay, last game here. We got Issho versus... I got 2 different ones. Let me see something real quick. Y'all give me just a second. We'll go with the longer game. They're both about 9 minutes long. We will go against Doffy. We'll pick this one. I'll save the other one for another video. I am working on an Issho deck, guys, but I need some time. This deck's proving to be very, very difficult to create, the black-green Issho. But this list is pretty interesting because we are running the Brook, or I am running the Brook package. I am running, like, pretty solid KO in this deck. Okay, and running a lot of 5-cost characters because that's a big theme within Issho. Okay, swings in for 5. I give him one of my Brooks because I already have one, and I drew another one for the turn. Seems good. So we'll swing in for 5 here, and I'm just going to play out the Perona, make this guy trash a card. Your turn. I've said it before. I think Perona is one of the highest value on-play cards you can play for 4 cost. because the turn she enters play, she pays for herself by making your opponent trash a card, and now they have to deal with it, right? Okay, he's going to swing for 5. I'm going to take this one. I don't want to give any more Brooks away. Okay, now in this situation, this is a tough one here. But, you know, and because I only have 6 Dawn, I can't do any really special tricks here. So I go ahead and I think I just go ahead and establish my, my Hina. So swing 5, let's see what he does here. If he wants to block with it, I'm not, you know, that's fine. He does have 3 Dawn as well, though. He does have 3 Dawn to get play with. Because for those who do not know, Purple-Green Doffy's leader effect allows you to set 2 Dawn as active, and then he has a Derringer that's also allowing him to put another one as active at the end of his turn. So right there, I just swing for 5 twice. He was too scared to tap down his Captain Kid, which is smart, because if I was running something like an X-Drake, I can just pop it very easily, right, if he decides to block. Okay, but I'm not running X-Drake, so he did get kind of punished for trying to play correctly. Swings 5 into me. Okay, now I'm going to just use my Hina, 6k blocker. Now your Captain Kid cannot attack this turn. Nice. I get a Marine Ford. We'll see if I actually use it here. I'm doing some math in my head. What's going on? That's what's taking so long. Okay, so we'll play out Perona, -3 instead of doing the minus, or the opponent discards a card. -1 more there. Play out the Brook to pop him, to pop the 5-cost Kid. And now we're going to start going face. Okay. And what happened there? He used his character's effect to tap down my guys. That was really solid. Excuse me. So let me pause real quick, guys. So this Doflamingo here can tap down characters on opponent's attack, and then he also did a Punk Gibson to save the damage on his leader to rest down my Perona. Now he has 2 really good targets to attack into on the board. All right, and then he goes in, plays out Eustace Kid. This is a very interesting board state, I have to say. I do have 2k in hand and then 3 1ks, so I can get out of pretty much anything this guy's trying to do. Okay, first he's going to play out this effect here. He didn't play out a character from hand. Okay, now I'm gonna let him have that, but I could have countered out of that very easily. That one I will 1k counter out of. It's fine. Don't even ask about the Trafalgar Law stuff going on here, guys. It was just something I was trying. I don't think it's great. I'm just going to say right now. Okay, so I'm -1 to the Dillinger. And then I'm going to go all this Dawn, except 1, into the Eustace Kid. So 12 into 8, KOing the Dillinger, leaving 1 Dawn active so I can stand my Brook up at the end of the turn. Now he does counter out of it. Seems pretty good. But in that case, I can just swing 5 at life, because now you don't have a Eustace Kid that's rested. I don't have to attack into it. So now I'm going to punish him a little bit here. And right here, I'm just going to pass the turn, stand up my Brook, and now what are you going to do? Right? That becomes the question. How are you going to defend this Captain Kid now? Because whatever character he plays that is like a blocker, it has to be like a 4 or 5 cost blocker to not get tapped down, or excuse me, KO'd with Brook, right? Because I can -1 with my leader, -1 with the stage, -1 with Brook. So he has to have like a bare minimum 3 to survive on his blocker. But I even have another Brook in hand, so I could actually hit a 4 without him knowing. Swing 5, I'll take it. Now I can hit anything I want. Okay, and in this case right here, let's see. I think I have to do the math real quick. But I can do -1 with my leader, -1 with the stage to put him at 6. Just swing in with my Brook to -1. And now this guy's in deep, deep trouble, right? Because that card is going bye-bye, right? The 8-cost Kid is out of here. I'm going to hit it with the 6-cost Sakazuki. And now I've got a 7k on the board. Trash a card from hand. And now swing for 9 at leader. Either have it or you don't. And now he can't even really use his character to tap down mine unless he, well, I guess he can, but now he can't do any, yeah, I was going to say, well, I guess it didn't matter. Excuse me, he had no counter power, but I was going to say to get out of that attack, he might have needed to use 2 events, but he actually just didn't have it anyway. So good stuff there. Let me show you guys the decks real quick that I was running for these. First up, the Black Yellow Linlin, and these are not completed or anything. These are very early rough drafts of lists that I'm working on. One thing that I do want to improve on for this list right here, instead of running the Narukabura Arrow, which I didn't get a chance, I only played 1 game with this deck, guys. This is not even close to finished. But I think there's an interesting idea here. I do think there's a lot of potential with all these 16 searchable cards by Garp, and it gives us a nice turn 1 play with Linlin. And for those who understand how to play Black Yellow Linlin, typically what you want to do excuse me, typically what you want to do is you want to have 4 Dawn for your leader effect and then 6 Dawn to do whatever you want with. And that's why I was running the Narcover arrow. So that way it could be like, okay, swing for 7 to gain a life with my leader effect, play out a Sabo or play out one of these other cards, whatever, or do it in a different order, right? Excuse me, if I'm at 2 life, I can play out Sabo to pop one of his characters to go down to 1 life. Then I can swing for 7 with my leader, gaining a life that way, and have 1 Dawn left for the Narcover arrow. That was kind of the logic behind this package, and I do think this is a very solid package to run, but I do need to work on it a little bit more. There's something decent here. Notice I don't have room to fit in the 10 cost Linlin, so maybe I need to go down to like a 3 Gecko Moria, 2 Yamato, 2 10 cost Linlin. Maybe something like that. We'll have to see, because I might not need the Momonosuke. Maybe the Kikinojo is all I need from Land of Wano, and then, of course, Hiyori is just a good 2K counter. But it seemed kind of good because Momonosuke can also put back Yamato into life. I don't know. Something to mess with. Maybe even I just go a single one of. Maybe I literally just go a single, like, let me get a yellow. What if I just go just a single Linlin? You know what I mean? Something to mess with. Maybe I go down Borsalinos. I'll have to figure it out later. But other than that, this list it felt pretty good. It was pretty interesting. It was kind of fun. And I do think it has potential. Like I said, I do actually think it has potential. But I got to put some more work into it. I got to get back into the lab with this one. Okay, next up is Issho. What did I call that thing? I think it's just black-green Issho. Yeah, here it is. I already changed it. I already got rid of the... I exchanged out all of the Trafalgar Laws for 4 Smokers and probably 2 Garps. I think I was already running the Sabos and the Hinas, but I think I traded out the 5-cost Trafalgar Law package for Smoker and Garp. Because the problem with that card, let me show you guys real quick. It's not that it's a bad card. It's just that it's not really, it's more for Supernova. Because I think I was running 2 of this card and 4 of this card. Or it was 3 and 3. It was something around 6 to 8 cards. This card is real strong if you're running a lot of Supernova cards, which I'm not. I was only running 4, like I said, I think I was running 4 Trafalgar Laws and like 3 or 4 of the other ones. So I was going to, kind of combo with him. It's just not consistent enough only having 2 like that. So I took those out, went up Smokers, went up Garps, and like I said, I was pretty sure I already had Sabo. Now, Garp in Issho is actually very, very strong, guys. Pause this and read what this leader does. At the end, every single turn with Garp, I can KO a 4 or less, and realistically a 5 or less if I have my leader down, and a 6 or less if I also have the stage down. And then at the end of the turn, I just stand him up with my leader's effect because he's a 5 or lower. He's a 5 cost or lower character. So that is very, very solid. Hina's just incredible. This card, read this one as well if you don't know what it does. Whenever they attack enemy, I can just make it where a 6 or less can't even attack. So this punishes boards that go really wide. Like Red Purple Law, yes, they can get rid of this card, obviously with 1 Gordon, but it does force them to do that like before they attack. Because if they attack even 1 time, this is going to lock down one of their other characters. So very, very solid here. Smoker I'm messing with. This is like a long forgotten card. If you're a newer player, you might not have ever even seen this card. Pause it, read what it does. If you can even read that, it's the way the font is really hard to see. But this character can't be KO'd. And as long as there is a character that costs 0 in play, this character gains double attack. Well, I'm running the Marinefords, I'm running the Brooks, I'm running my leader. My leader has the effect on it. And that's what made me want to run this character as well. These are 2 characters that cannot be KO'd by effects, both the Smokers. So they kind of play around something like Gecko Moria or Lucci. Same thing with Sabo, obviously. And here's the logic. Okay, if I get one of their characters down to 0 for the turn, like with a Suru plus Marineford or something, I can swing for 7 double attack. Well, technically 8 double attack because you have to attach 1 Dawn. Swing in for 7 or 8 or 9 double attack. And I can restand at the end of the turn and protect it. And the only deck, realistically, in the format, other than Sakazuki, because Sakazuki's rotating out very soon for us guys over here in the West. I think there's like 1 month left of Sakazuki for us over in the West. But then, if I stand this up, the only color that can really mess with this is Red Purple Law, but this is a 7,000 power base character. So they're going to have to invest 2 cards just to get rid of this card. It's doable, and if they have to do it, they will. But I do like that, right? I do like that I will have that potential to establish a card like this. And if they had to use all that to remove my Smoker, Well, now it's going to be that much harder to remove my Sakazuki or my Gecko Moria. And like I said, if they can't remove this realistically without wasting too many resources from their hand, I'm just beating into whatever I want to on their side. I can just smash into whatever I want. It is running the Gecko Moria and Rebecca recursion package, primary target being Brooke, because on board I can hit at least a 2 or less with Brooke in my leader effect. Just blanket -2. I am running forward the Suru for 2k counters, and I need to... Is there... Guys, there's only 4 2k counters in this deck. Like I said, none of these decks we're looking at today are completed. They're just fun. There's just ideas. But right away, I think if I were to fix this... Oh, because I took out the Peronas. That's what I was going to say. There's no way I ran this list and didn't have more than 4 2k counters. I took out the Perona, I think, for the Helmeppos. So that's probably what happened, or maybe for the Smokers. Perona went out for one of these 2 cards right here. I can tell you that much right now, and I need to fit in another 2k counter. We'll figure it out later. Definitely not in any rush to do that, because I could go down like 2 Sabos, maybe go down a Brooke and down a Rebecca, like down those 4 cards, go up another 2k counter like Tashigi or one of the new guys, hang on, let me bring up, I forgot all their names. T-Bone, I think his name is. I could go Virgo, because that's a 5-cost character, by the way. That's really solid. I could just go back up Perona. Perona's just a good card. I think this card's excellent, and it's a target for my Gecko Moria. But the card I was thinking of here is T-Bone. So with this card, 5-cost, 5,000 power, 2k counter, on play KO 2 or less. And remember, with our leader effect, he's basically hitting a 3 or less. If I have the stage down, he's hitting a 4 or less. And it's a 5-cost 5k, so I can stand it up with my leader effect, no problem. So something to work on there. Okay, and last but not least, let's check out Red Yellow Sabo. I don't even know which version I was running, guys. And look at all these Red Yellow Sabo lists that I'm working on right now, guys. I am putting in work right now with Red Yellow Sabo. Let me see. It might have been... I don't think it was the Trigger one. Sabo Wabo. That might have been it. Is this it? Maybe. I'm not actually sure, guys. We'll look at a few of them. But notice what's going on here. 4 Kid and Killer. I'm running the new 2k counter Yamato because this is a pretty solid effect that can... No, it's not this one because I remember I had both the Revolutionary Army card and the... Let me see what Red Yellow Sabo X is. No, it's not that one either. I had the Nami and the Koala that pushed cards back. Edit 9, maybe? Nope, it's not that one. You guys are getting to see all the crazy sauce right now, guys, but none of this is finished. I would not recommend it. Okay, Sabo Jet Pistol, maybe. It's got the Nami, but this one doesn't have the Searcher Koala. I might have even gotten rid of that deck by now, guys. I'm not even sure, but this was probably something to do with it. It's probably just -4 of these crackers and +4 of the Koala that can give +1. Something like that. I don't even know. Anyway, guys, sorry about the Sabo list. I don't know where it went. Let me just put on the one that I can at least recommend for now. Let me just go on Red Yellow Sabo. This is kind of what I'm running currently for the list. I think it's I think it's like the best version out there personally. Some people are having a lot of success with the Revolutionary Army package. I get it. It's very solid. It's got cards like this. It's, you know, we got Kid and Killer. We've got cards like Luffy and Ace that we can use to cheat in with like the smaller versions from Life. But I don't think they're running Kikanojo. They're running some type of Revolutionary Army cards built in. But this is what I recommend for Sabo. And again, sorry guys, I don't remember what even happened to the list I was running in that video, because I will like play the game and I will make revisions on the spot. Like, you know what, I didn't like that card, got to change it out. So all right, that's it guys. I'm done rambling. Like I said, today was going to be a super chill video, pretty short video by my standards today, right guys? Because I've been pretty long-winded in these most recent ones, going over all the cool new deck lists that are out. But I still wanted to get you guys with a video for Saturday. I think I'm 5 days away from a full year of doing this content creation and not missing a single day, guys. We're almost 365 days straight now. I need 5 more days. So I got to think of something crazy to do on 365, or I don't know, maybe not. I'm not really like that. I think I'll just stay consistent. Nothing too special. But who knows? Maybe I'll surprise y'all. Okay, all right, well, that's it, guys. That's it for today's video. Please do not forget to like and subscribe if you've not already. Let me put up the patrons. You know, big shout out to all my patrons, the people that help me out financially like this. You guys are incredible. But please, everyone, please keep liking the videos, sharing them, just viewing them, commenting, all that stuff, guys. Please, like I said, like and subscribe if you have not already. All of that helps me out big time. It really does. I really appreciate it, guys. The channel just keeps growing, and I'm couldn't be more thankful, guys. Thank y'all so much. Right, guys, that's it. I'm done rambling. Please don't forget to like and subscribe for the 3rd time, right? And until next time, peace.